What really happens after you quit your job? You do not want to miss this live, y'all. For those who don't know me, my name is Kaisha Williams. I am an elite business strategist and a success coach, founder of Wealthy Women Elite Consulting, okay? Now, I have been doing this for quite some time now, if I do say so myself, but I'm going to tell you exactly what will happen, what people will not tell you what happened after you quit your job, after you take that leap of faith and just go after it, you know, what really happens in our lives, all right? So let me just go ahead and dive right in. Y'all know I come on here Thursday to bring something not too long. You know, we got stuff to do. It's pre-Friday, pre-turn up. I know all about it. For the real entrepreneurs, we got stuff to do. Okay, so I'm going to make this as brief as possible, but for the meantime, stick with me. If you are watching the replay, y'all, let me know if you have any questions, any concerns. Hit my inbox, drop a comment. Let me know you're here. I love it all. All right, so let's hop right in. So first thing first, I knew I was going to quit my job like before I even got the job that I was working at last. And it's funny because I told y'all before how I was a full-time entrepreneur last year. Hey, thanks for joining. And I had to go back to work in September. What was it? It was November. I had to go back to work in November, worked 3 long, hard months, and then left. But I knew I was leaving that job before I even got the job. Like, I knew I had a higher purpose. I knew that's what I wanted. Hey, thanks for joining. I didn't want to be there. All right. So long story short, I already had the intent to use this job as a benefit, as a stepping stone to finance my dream. Like, hands down, that's all I wanted to do. Didn't care about anything else, you know, didn't care about who I would meet, who I would affect, not knowing this is God's plan, but just going with the one train thought, or really staying in my lane. Thanks for joining, y'all. Staying in my lane the whole time I was there. Not knowing I was going to influence, hey Michelle, not knowing I was going to influence my coworkers, not knowing I was going to, you know, spread them into believing in themselves more, not knowing that God had this higher purpose for me being at this job other than financing my dreams. So anyway, 3 months later, I'm like, yo, I'm about to leave. I can't stand here no more. And I'm big on like spirit, right? So I'm big on talking to my ancestors, talking to my higher self, my guides, meditation, really being in a place to where I know I can do it. I've done it before. I'm doing better than I did last time. I just got to do it. You know, I step out on faith. So I got confirmation. One day, and that was the best feeling ever. Non-exaggeration. That same day I got confirmation, y'all, I put my 2 weeks notice in. And I'm like, you know what? They're kind of messy over here. They're kind of crazy all over the place. I'm gonna give a 3-week notice. So I did my little 3-week notice, and it was crazy because a lot of people were transitioning out of the job at the time. It had a high turnover rate. Hey, T. Smith. It had a high turnover rate. So, you know, whatever. I didn't care. I gotta go. My last day, the day I quit my job, I was so excited. When I say I showed up to work on time, ain't been on time in 3 months. I was so excited. Like, this is my last day. I'm about to do it. I'm about to, you know, make my dreams come true for real this time. And everything's gonna go right. I remember distinctly my coworkers buying me lunch and, you know, wishing me well, and me going to my computer, clocking out, and running down the stairs. Like, I was so excited. I ran out the clinic. I didn't want to, hey y'all, bye, I love you, have good luck, I gotta go, like, peace. Like, I really ran to my car. I was so excited to be like done with this job. I was done. And the next day I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my stuff, get on these calls, I'm popping or whatever. But that next week I got that scared, you know, that scarcity mindset came back, and I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? Did I make the right decision? Like, is this really for me? When if it happens again to where I'm going full time in my business, I'm helping these women and men create, you know, great legacies for themselves, but I'm in this place where I have to go back to work again. You know what? That same day, I converted 2 new clients that totaled $2,400, which was almost as much as I made at my job in a month. So that shit went out the door, okay? And then that same week, I had scheduled 6 podcast interviews. So I was a guest on 6 different podcasts around the world, y'all. And not only that, there were listeners around the world. There are people all over the place. And I'm like, this is me getting my word out about what I'm doing. When I say, when you take a leap out on faith, God got you. When you really believe it, when you know it's right, when you know it's your higher purpose, when you know for a fact and no doubt that regardless of who has to say what's meant for you is meant for you, listen, God was making a way. God was making a way. I had got those 6 podcast interviews, and even like to this day, I do probably 2 podcasts a week. Just getting the word out about my brand, helping people. I was asked to do a guest training on 10 easy ways to monetize your business. And it's things that are easy for me, you know? It doesn't take much effort. And I'm just so thankful that I chose faith over fear. You know, so often we just doubt ourselves and we're like, can we really do this? When if this happens? When if that happens? It's like all anxiety is for real, y'all, is being dramatic as hell in our head about what might happen, that has not happened, that most likely will never happen. You know, that's all anxiety is. It's like we're overthinking. We're on this train of all these, you know, thoughts coming in and making up these stories, and it's not true. It's just simply not true. All right, so I definitely chose faith over fear. And what's so funny about it is that depending on what you do, you will know which way to go. You know, you'll know what coaches to hire. You will know what like-minded groups of people you need to be around. You will know exactly, like, God will put you in the proper positions to succeed. You know, God will put you in the proper positions to succeed. You don't always have to need a plan. Not to say that you shouldn't, okay? Don't just go jumping and just not know nothing. Have some type of direction, but don't overthink so much. Hey, house, don't overthink so much to where you get stuck because it's not going your way. You know? Step out on faith. Do what's good for you always. And it's so funny because even when I hop on these discovery calls with these men and women, I don't always convert them into clients, but I always leave them with something that they can use in the future. Hey, Deborah, they can always use in the future. They always leave with some type of value. Long story short, even if I don't get to work with them, and I sometimes know right away, it takes me no longer than 5 minutes to talk to somebody and know, like, you know what, this may not work. But I know someone who can help you. If you need help with, you know, this, that, and the third, I got you. Hey, KK, I got you with that. And they leave with so much value that they always refer me to somebody else. I get so many referrals, it's ridiculous. Like, word of mouth is everything. And because of that, I got so many good reviews. Hey, thank you. My hair is cute. I get so many great reviews and testimonials based off my discovery calls. Do you hear me? Even if I don't convert them, they always leave me a bomb review on my page, on my personal page. They write me on my newsletters that go out every Sunday. They send me, you know, an email. They hit my inbox. I get so many great reviews, testimonials, and word of mouth. People who approach me because of the value I'm able to give to those people on discovery calls. Hey, Kyle. Like, seriously, like, don't ever doubt your potential. When I had a discovery call with one girl or one woman who was starting a nonprofit, she didn't know which direction to go. You know, when I hop on these calls, I hop on wholeheartedly. I ask for God to see, to give me his eyes versus using mine. You know, I don't want to ever come to someone in a place of hunger. If you get what I'm saying. Like, I always want to come to someone and give them as much value as possible. So when she came to me, like, I don't really know what program to put out or how I should do this. Thank you, Kyle. How I should do it. I asked her, like, how did you overcome this? Now, her nonprofit was domestic abuse, how to help women to come out of that situation and to live on her own once again. You know, how, because, you know, there's such a thing as battered women's syndrome. And with that, it's like you almost can't live with the person or live without the person who's causing you all this harm. You make up excuses for them, you know, as to why you need them. So she wanted to create a program, but she didn't know how to do it. So I'm like, well, tell me what you did. How did you overcome it? And it's just like those simple questions that get your mind thinking and turning to where you're like, okay, hold up. How did I overcome it myself? She literally gave me a step-by-step of how she overcame her battered woman syndrome into living a life of her own, successfully being a strong, independent woman of color, doing her own thing, running her own business, not caring about the man who abused her, and going on with her life, step by step. Altogether, it was 8 steps, y'all. Altogether, it was 8 steps. When she finished talked for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. When she got done, I read that step by step, what she told me. She didn't even know. Her mind was blown. Like, oh my gosh, the whole time I had this course sitting in my body, sitting in my spirit, sitting in my soul, and I had no idea. Y'all know how powerful that is, to know that you hold the potential the whole time, but you sometimes need somebody to help you and guide you, bring it out? That's all I'm here for. That's all I'm here for. Listen, it's so real. It's so real. Just don't ever give up, long story short. You know, follow your dreams. Don't listen to he say, she say. And when you're ready to quit your job, just know. You'll know it. You'll feel it. That scarcity will come over. You know, you feel a little timid sometimes, but just go for it and just, you know, see what happens. So, okay, I'm gonna hop off, y'all. That's all I wanted. My quick little 20 minutes. Thank you for joining. Please share this video with anybody who needs to hear it. Replay viewers, like I said, drop those comments. I love to hear from you guys, and I will see you next week. All right, y'all. Peace and love.